Om Shanti, how are you? Recently, a sister asked me how to meditate with full concentration because she finds it really hard to meditate. So, on the other spectrum, there are people who wonders what the highest stage of meditation is. Because before starting out doing meditation, it is quite common that people read a lot of books or see lots of videos on what meditation really is and what one can expect out of meditation. So, commonly, they instill this belief that you will start hearing strange voices in the course of meditation. You will start having visions. Sometimes you will even get some strange power, abnormal or paranormal powers, like get to know what's in one's mind or get to know what's going to happen in the future and so on. I know you will be surprised when I say that all these things are nothing but myths surrounding meditation. So those so-called benefits, like listening to strange voices, having visions of deities, gods and goddesses, and having paranormal experiences, all of them have nothing to do with the real meditation. Actually, these so-called benefits do not have any benefit as such. You don't benefit spiritually, you don't benefit otherwise. It is just a waste of time. And I know a brother who, when someone calls him, before the other person say anything about anything, he would immediately say that his name is so and so, he was wearing dresses in so and so color, and he was calling him for this problem, and the person who is giving him the problem is in this particular place with such colored dress. He will give all details before the concerned person say anything about that. So he has that power. He got that power while he started doing meditation. And also there is another sister who belongs to Brahma Kumaris, and she once said that she has the capacity to see whatever happens in some remote places using her subtle body. On listening to her, everybody got really surprised and they wanted to see the truth of it. So when all of them except this particular girl was attending a friend's housewarming function, and they decided to call her to see whether she can see everything that's around them. So when they called her, she said, "Yes, I can see you. You are with this many people and you are standing in front of a window which is colored like this. It has glass design, and a boy was crossing you, eating banana, and a dog was going that way." So she was giving all the details that made them surprised. Though she got this power after becoming Brahma Kumaris, she absolutely did no effort to acquire this power. She didn't know how she got it in the first place. And also there is another Brahma Kumari sister. She was sitting in a bench along with another woman, and she was suddenly getting a thought which surprised her because there was no reason for her to get that thought at that point. So she turned to the one sitting next to her and asked whether she was thinking this. She got really shocked. How did you know this? So it happened. She didn't do any effort to get this power. So we can't exactly know how they get all these powers, but the chances are that they might have done intense meditation in their past birth with this goal in their mind, to be able to predict what's going on in somebody's mind, to predict the future, and so on. So as a result, they have received the benefit of their aim in this birth without making any effort in this birth. So if these miracles have nothing to do with meditation, then what miracle can we expect out of meditation? I had this question just like everybody when I was starting out with this meditation, and I was asking a brother who was giving me the introduction to this knowledge, and his answer was, you would no longer feel angry towards anything, even if somebody is provoking you like anything, you will still be replying them in a loving way, wholeheartedly. I was really not convinced by this answer. Actually, it took me years to understand the depth of this answer, and that brother is right. That is the true outcome one should expect out of a true meditation. You might be familiar with many of the Hatha Yogi meditation techniques, which includes concentrating on one's breath, repeating a particular mantra, and concentrating on a body part or on chakras, like that. But that is called Hatha Yoga, which was created by humans in an attempt to reach God. But the real meditation technique is taught directly by God Himself, which is called Raj Yoga. Here it is pretty simple. Remembering God constantly is meditation. So far, nobody knows anything about God. You don't know about God from any religious scriptures because they were created by humans. So God Himself comes in the end, as mentioned in many scriptures. Like they were expecting Jesus to come in the end, and they were expecting Shri Krishna to take Kalki avatar in the end. But in reality, the one that comes at the end, the true God, is none but one Shiva. So that Shiva is called Allah by Muslims and Heavenly Godfather by Christians. He so far resided in this golden red colored light world called Parandam, or the soul world. Not only God, even we souls, before taking birth, before taking this body, were living along with God in this soul world. The only difference between God and us is we enter this birth and death cycle that lasts for 5,000 years. While God stays away from this cycle, He stays away from taking birth from a mother's womb, but still He comes in the end by entering an old man's body directly, and He names him Brahma, and He starts giving the knowledge through Brahma's mouth. That knowledge is called Murli, which is available absolutely free of cost in all Brahma Kumaris Raj Yoga meditation centers. It is also available in YouTube and websites. I'll be giving the links of some of them in the description below. So here God reveals about this 5,000-year time cycle, the first half of which was heaven. So God originally created this world as heaven, and He created us as deities filled with divine qualities. As a result, we had a beautiful, healthy body, and we were blessed with excessive amount of wealth, unlimited wealth. And we were surrounded by everything that gives nothing but happiness. Whether it's nature, whether it's animals, whether it's plants, everything gives us happiness. So that was the first class creation of God. That gradually becomes old and starts giving sorrow. So that started happening only after we develop evil characters as a result of becoming body consciousness. But while we were in heaven for the first 2500 years, we were soul conscious. Soul is a tiny star-like entity that shines between the eyebrows, and it is the soul that sees through the eyes, that listens through the ears, that speaks through the mouth, that performs all activities with this body. It is the soul that operates this body. While we were in heaven, we were conscious of this. We were constantly aware that we are the souls that acts through this body. And also we considered others to be souls as well. As a result, we didn't get attracted to each other in a physical way. So, despite that, we'll be experiencing constant bliss, because the true nature of soul itself is blissfulness and peacefulness. But what happens after the first 2500 years is we become body conscious. We no longer considered ourselves to be the souls. We are not even aware of the fact that we are originally souls. So we no longer experience the blissfulness that comes from within the soul. So we started depending on the external environment for the happiness through sensual pleasures. That's how we become addicted to the five vices: lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. As a result, we started committing more and more sins, because of which we are getting more and more punishments in the form of diseases, in the form of conflict between people, within the family, within nation, and also in the form of natural calamities and poverty and so on. So God comes in the end to rescue us from this sorrowful world, hell. So He reveals the secret that because we were soul conscious, this world was heaven. Because we lost soul consciousness and become body conscious, that we are losing everything that God blessed us with in the beginning. And God says, it is by becoming soul conscious again, you will be able to get everything you have lost over the course of past 5000 years. In heaven, while we were soul conscious, we were filled with divine qualities like purity, peacefulness, and blissfulness. Because our soul was very pure and it was filled with power of purity, it gradually loses its power of purity, thereby it loses everything that was given as the result of the power of purity. Now, we have lost almost all the power of the soul, that we can no longer be able to concentrate on anything for more than a minute or so. Though after God reveals the fact that we are originally souls, but still it is very difficult to be soul conscious for more than a minute. We have understood that we are souls, but being a soul is different from learning that we are a soul. So to receive the original power that we possessed 5,000 years back in the beginning of heaven, we need to remember God as a point of light. He dwells in this golden red colored light world called the soul world or Parandam or Paralog. So we have to remember God like a star shining in the golden red colored sky. The more you consider yourselves to be souls and remembering God as a point of light, the more power you will accumulate as a result of that. So the meditation technique is pretty simple. Just you need to consider yourself to be a soul and you need to consider God as a point of light. It's pretty simple. Nonetheless, it is difficult to continue it for a longer period of time because we get constantly distracted by sensual pleasures because we are still body conscious. So to get rid of body consciousness, you need to constantly remind yourself through self-talk that you are souls that controls this body. So you need to repeatedly talk to yourself, and also you need to repeatedly talk to God. Repeatedly remember God. You need to repeatedly remember the knowledge points given by God, which is Murli, which is available absolutely free of cost in all Brahma Kumaris Raj Yoga meditation centers. And the reason the sister says that she finds it very difficult to remember God constantly even after knowing the knowledge is because now you know we have to remember God. But that's going to be very difficult because you know nothing about God. For instance, if somebody has cheated you, you will never forget him. There are many reasons for that because you know the appearance of that person, you know his eyes, his mouth, his external appearance, whether he is fat or lean, and moreover you know his characters from the beginning and finally the act of cheating that has hurt you so deeply. So you got so many reasons to remember him that you find it really hard to forget him. But with God, you know nothing about him. Whatever you heard about God before taking this knowledge, they all tend to be false. So the only way you know about God for sure is through him, through the knowledge given by him in the form of Murli. So you need to familiarize yourselves with the knowledge of God by reading it daily, regularly, without fail. So you need to immerse yourself in the knowledge of God daily in the morning and in the evening, and you need to churn over the favorite Murli points throughout the day. You have to lose yourself into the thoughts of Murli, into the remembrance of God, into the remembrance of how you were while you were in the golden age, that is Satya, heaven. So all these things are revealed in Murli. So it is by reading those Murlis daily while considering that point of light that speaks this Murli all the time that you will slowly develop love for God. So as love increases, you will find yourself more and more in remembrance of God constantly. And also you will find you feel this blissfulness and happiness as much as you remember God. But this definitely takes time and effort. This is not some kind of hatha yoga where you sit in a place for 30 minutes to 1 hour and practice mantra or concentrating on breathing. No, it's not like that. It is a lifelong process. So it's a 24-hour process daily. So to put it simple, you are actually living with God. So you consider Him to be your father, your teacher, your mother, your kid, your siblings. So as you develop this bond over time, what happens is you will no longer be attached to any of your bodily relations like husband, wife, mother, daughter, whatever. You know they are your mother, father, husband, wife, but you will no longer be emotionally attached to them because you are 100% emotionally attached to only one God, Shiva. And also you will be constantly considering yourselves to be the soul, and also you will be considering others to be the souls as well. So if you have this habit of seeing the faces, then you will be remembering everything you know about that particular human being. So you know his past, you know what he did to you, you know his character. So all these thoughts come to your mind whenever you see the face of that person. On the other hand, if you have this habit of seeing only the souls in between the eyebrows, the soul has no name or form. Soul is always a soul. You know the history of soul. All souls dwell in this soul world, which is actually the home for all souls. And all souls, when it first takes birth in earth, they will all be first class in their characters. So it is by taking several rebirths, it slowly gets corrupted with vicious thoughts. So when somebody behaves so badly to you, if you have this habit of seeing only the soul, you will be seeing the past of the soul where it was absolutely peaceful and blissful in the beginning. Then, you know, after taking several rebirths, it has reached the stage what you see right in front of you. But you know it is as a result of getting addicted to the sensual pleasures because of body consciousness that it can no longer discriminate between the right and wrong, so it is doing such wrong things. Now you have this mercy over this soul, so you want this soul to come out of this sleepy state. So for that you have to give the introduction of God and this world cycle. If he is lucky, he will listen to you. If he is not lucky, he will act smart. So you will have no choice of giving this knowledge to him. But still, you will have mercy on him and you will wish him the best, that he will somehow in the future be able to get this knowledge through somebody else. So now you have no chance of getting angry with him, because you know it is because he become body conscious that he is expressing those devilish qualities, but you are constantly aware of being soul conscious all the time, that you no longer get angry no matter what happens around you, because anger comes as a result of body consciousness, and you will never lose peace as long as you are in the soul conscious state. But as I mentioned earlier, it takes time and constant effort to become soul conscious and to remain soul conscious all the time. So why do we make so much effort to become soul conscious? Because this world, after destruction, will be renewed back to heaven, where everybody there is soul conscious. So you want to go there where it is filled with only happiness and blissfulness. You don't find even a trace of sorrow or pain in heaven for the next 2500 years. So you have this goal in mind, so you don't let the environment influence you to become body conscious ever again. This is the true meditation by which you remain peaceful no matter what happens around you. Because you are ready to lose everything, because in your mind you are just a soul without the body. So if you have no body, obviously you will have no bodily relations as well. So no matter what other people do, it doesn't hurt you because you don't consider them to be yours. Even if somebody cheats on your property or something, you don't get hurt because you don't consider anything to be yours. You are just a soul which is truly independent, which has all the relations only with God, and you are ready to leave this body any moment so happily, because you have been practicing for that daily. So when finally the time comes for you to leave this body, you will be living this very happily, while the others who do not practice this get really shocked when they come out of this body and they have no idea what to do next. So they feel so shocked. So they will be crying like anything for having to leave this body, for having to leave those relations and properties. So these thoughts occupy their mind so badly that they had to take rebirth again in this hell and to undergo the sufferings again and again. But we, on the other hand, by listening to the God's directions through Murli, we just armor ourselves to face the death with happy mood. Because we know for sure what follows our death is the blissful filled heaven. So you need to constantly think about this throughout the day. So as a result, you will be feeling blissful and peaceful throughout the day. And not only that, even members who come in contact with you will experience the same blissfulness coming out of you. So this is the true highest stage in meditation, as my senior brother informed me in the beginning. Om Shanti. Thanks for watching, and please share this video and enlighten your friends and relatives about what true meditation is, so that we can save them from being cheated by so-called spiritual gurus who know nothing about soul or supreme soul, but still they give themselves the fancy titles. Om Shanti. Thanks for watching.